speaking of commitment, Baker Mayfield remains committed to the Cleveland Browns. And Jake Trotter had a really good deep dive, as we called it, on Baker Mayfield and how we got to this point, to the point where he's just in limbo. And, you know, Michael, you and I have a difference of opinion on Baker Mayfield, the quarterback, the quality of quarterback. You're higher on him than I am. I gave Baker Mayfield a lot of grief for that goodbye letter he posted once word got out that the Browns were pursuing Deshaun Watson. But I can feel that Baker Mayfield is not that good. But I can also understand that he went through 4 coaches in his first 3 seasons, if I remember that correctly. I could also understand that his shoulder was falling off, his left shoulder was falling off for the majority of this past season. I could also understand and acknowledge that typically quarterbacks get more blame and credit than they deserve. But last but not least, and this is my biggest problem with this, and this is the question I want to pose. Just because the Browns can do something, does that mean that they have to? Like, we were talking to Charles Robinson the other day, and many have suggested this, that the Browns, they could just, you know, like Joe Clark said, I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. The Browns, since they're paying him anyway, they could just sit on him and see what happens with Deshaun Watson and how long he's suspended for and force Baker Mayfield to come back. It's like, is that the right way to do this? Give it, like, and I think I told you this at the beginning. I had a problem with how the Browns were handling or mishandling this situation. Right. Nobody's going to give them anything of value and pay him $18 million. So, like, can I make a suggestion to Harvard's own Andrew Berry when I say, how about you give us a 6th-round pick for Baker Mayfield? We'll pay the $18 million that we have to pay him anyway, but since we don't want to cut him, how about we give you a 6th-round pick for him, Seattle, or you give us a 6th-round pick for him, Seattle, if you're still interested. That's the only place right now that seems to make sense. But we don't want him being a free agent. You give us a 6th-round pick with conditions attached. And if he balls out, it goes up as high as a 3rd-round pick. Deal? Deal. It feels so simple. Can it be that it was all that simple? No? What am I missing here?
It could
I just don't think the Browns should squat on this dude. You've already decided you want Deshaun Watson and everything that comes with him. Yeah. You signed Jacoby Brissett to back him up in the event of his inevitable suspension. This just feels unfair to me. I know life ain't fair, but it just feels like the Browns doing something because they can.
I only disagree
dare I say it, I feel sorry for Baker.
Good, I like that. I only disagree with 2 small things that you said. Two. Everything else makes sense, but just these are just like very just like small details. 6 to a 3rd seems extreme. Now, 6 to
not immediate. No, not immediate. There's
I know what you're saying. Like conditions.
Okay, like, but no, I'm saying, but it wouldn't jump. But it wouldn't jump. But no, it wouldn't jump from a 6 to a 3. It would go 6 to 5 based on certain playing time incentives, and then to a 4.
I know, I like that. But
and then in an extreme, if he wins a Super Bowl or something, it's a 3rd. I'm not saying it's a 3rd easily.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a scale.
I'll meet you there. Okay. I would go on a sliding scale. I'd go 4 to 6. I wouldn't go 3 to 6. That's all. But that's just a small detail.
That's fine.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other small detail. When you say what the Browns are doing is wrong, I agree. What they're doing, how they're acting is wrong. But the thing I don't like is we've given all the power to the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield has power that he may not even realize. I'm going to show you. Here's an example. Okay, you're not going to trade me. Well, I'm just going to be a professional. I'm number 6 for the Cleveland Browns. And you know what quarterbacks do in the offseason? They go to the facility. They work out. They get treatment. I'm coming in. And if you tell me I can't come in, well, wait a minute. What did I do wrong? Am I in violation? Is there cause? You're about to cut me? Why? Yeah. Why can't I come to the facility? Why can't I come to team meetings?
McNair did that. Rest in peace. McNair did that with Baltimore. Or was it Tennessee or Baltimore? Remember when McNair showed up to the facility and they basically they locked him out I forget which franchise it was that did it. I think it was Tennessee.
Yeah,
it might have been Baltimore.
That's a
You remember what I'm
violation of
talking
the
about?
CBA.
Steve McNair? Yeah, Steve McNair did
Right.
that. It forced the issue. Yeah.
Isn't that a violation of the CBA? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not suspended.
Yeah, no, you can't stop him from working. You can't stop him from working.
You can't stop me from coming to work.
I just don't like
Hey, as a matter of fact,
I just don't like the Browns holding
I'm
this
going to
dude
come to the
hostage.
meetings.
Free Baker. Like, free him.
Listen,
like, he's not in your
if he
plan.
does that-
to be like, no, we're going to hold on to you unless and until somebody decides
Right.
to pay you $18.5 million. Like, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's giving you that.
Mike, let me tell you.
Nobody's taking on that
does-
contract.
If he does my plan, he'll be traded next week. If he starts acting like the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, which he technically is,
Just act like, oh, I still live here. Like, why my key not working? Why my key card ain't working? I thought I still worked
they
here.
trade him.
I thought I still worked here.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.